Hi there, welcome back to the Freak Show. Today's episode, we're going to talk about how we can organize our ideas. So, way back when, I used to have post-it notes, journals, everything everywhere, and my frustrating point was I could never find it. And once upon a time, I watched a tiny little video about the bullet journal method, which, by the way, is also a book. The concept was created by Ryder Carroll. And what I loved about it was he had this journaling method that allowed me to put everything in one place, organize it, and forget about it. So it became my go to. And I've evolved my system a lot since the early days before it was all analog. And I'll be honest, what I struggled with was the transition from one journal to the next because I didn't want to have to copy everything from the previous journal into the new one. And I didn't want to lose context from previous journals. So, my personal edition, the journal itself, the act of writing, helps us with memory, it helps us with organization, it helps us train our brain, and it helps us organize our thoughts. So I still have a physical journal. I've since created my own. I've self-published on Amazon. So whenever I need a new one, I just order and it comes. It's all laid out ready for me. But what I do now is I do my notes. I have my journal with me at all times. It's literally, I carry it around. I've got a little satchel that I carry it in. When I finish the day or when I'm ready to move on, and at the very least once a week, I pull up my phone, I take pictures of the pages, I upload those pictures to either ChatGPT or Gemini, I get them transcribed, and then I paste those notes into a Google Doc. Now, the beautiful thing about that is I now have the Google Doc with me also. But I also have something I didn't have before, which is quick search. So if you haven't heard of the bullet journal method, I strongly encourage you just go to YouTube and type in the bullet journal method. Look for videos from Ryder Carroll. The man is amazing. He created this system as an entrepreneur for himself. As I recall from the book, I believe he ran a digital marketing agency or some sort of marketing agency. It was a creative enterprise, whatever it was. And basically, he was having trouble keeping track of projects and all these to-do items. And being ADHD, forgetting things or overpromising and forgetting to deliver. So he created this journal method to organize himself. And then he shared it with a few friends who also had ADHD. They got excited, and all of a sudden it became a big hit. So, highly recommend you check out the bullet journal method. What I love the most about it, and I want to stress this for the sake of the audience for this video, is it's not one size fits all. This is the part I cannot stress enough. Take his concepts, take his ideas, use the framework, and make it your own. So, for example, you may have different types of projects that you need to track, have your custom, whatever you need to do to move your projects forward, use your style. If you try to fit a rigid system, which, by the way, it is not, if you try to fit someone else's rigid system, you will fail over and over, and you'll feel guilty about it. You'll feel shame. This is not about shame or guilt. We all have enough of that. We don't need more. The whole point is use it as a framework or a guideline. Use it loosely and adapt it to yourself. So that's what I did personally, my version of the journal. It took me a few iterations to figure out what do I need? How do I need it? What does it need to look like? But once I got it, everything just works for me. So I've blended a few things. I've built in some daily habits. I've built in some journaling. I've built in some places for parking lot for new ideas. I put in, I call it my playground, where I'm going to share things that I want to explore personally that are just for fun. But basically, this bullet journal method is my entire life in one place. And like I said, I use AI to transcribe it, and then I can organize and sort and prioritize, make notes, take action items, whatever it is. But this way, I have the best of the analog world. I've written things down, I remember them. I'm still using my manual writing skills, which, by the way, forges different paths in your brain. And I have a digital version so that I can store and retrieve later. And the retrieval part will get very critical because at one point I had about 5 or 6 journals on the go. They all had active things in them. And when I had to travel for business, I was literally carrying 6 journals. I got stopped at border control. They were a little concerned why somebody would carry 6 journals. I said, I have a little bit of OCD, a little bit of ADHD, a little autism. It's perfectly normal to carry 6 journals. But at that point, I realized it was also not sustainable because, if you add 6 journals a year, at some point you're carrying an encyclopedia set with you. So I created the digital version. Hope this was helpful because a lot of people with neurodiversity, their problem is they have too many ideas, nowhere to store them. The bullet journal method brought sanity to my life, and it gave me a lot of helpful ways to analyze my ideas and to keep them safe and protected. See you next time.